So you've been thinking about getting therapy, but how are you going to pay for it? Let's talk about it on today's Mental Health Moment. So long we've treated therapy like it's some type of luxury. For example, you may say, I need a car, but I don't necessarily have to have a Tesla. And we've treated therapy like it's the Tesla of healthcare. No, mental health and therapy is for everyone. It is not some special luxury that, you're privy to only if you make this much money or you're of this particular status. No, it's for everyone. And so with that being the case, the most common way to pay for your counseling is through your health insurance, whatever that is, whether it's through your employer, the marketplace, wherever you get your health insurance, your spouse's health insurance, whatever it is. We usually do therapy through that way. Most counselors, licensed counselors will take insurance. However, there is cases where insurance is not accepted, or maybe you don't have insurance for one reason or another, but you still need therapy. So there are a few ways that you can get around it. Number one, if you're paying cash, typically therapists have what they call a sliding scale, where they can offer you a discounted rate based on your income. So that's one way that you can inquire. Don't be ashamed to ask your therapist for that, because typically they do that because they know that it can be difficult to pay for, or that sometimes insurance companies don't pay for it. So don't be afraid to have that conversation with your therapist to let them know that, hey, yes, I want to continue, I want to do this, but I'm having a little financial difficulty. Most of the time there is a sliding scale in place somewhere in the background that you don't even know about. That's number one. Number two, you could try the community. Go into the community and do a search online for free counseling in my area, low cost counseling in my area. I've worked for tons of facilities as a counselor where they offered free or discounted counseling. They paid the therapist either another way, or it might be you may work with a therapist who is in training. So they are a completely let me put it like this. You know how when a doctor goes through medical school, they're in undergrad, they're usually in biology or chemistry or something, and then they go into medical school, and so they get all this training, and then they have to do another few years of residency. Well, it's the same way for therapists. We go through all this training, we go through all this schooling, and then we do usually an internship. Sometimes we have master's level internships, and sometimes there are counselors who already have attained their master's degree, and they move on to be licensed, and you have to get another set of hours, working hours. These therapists who fall into either of those two internship categories usually have offer counseling for a much discounted rate. So they're very well trained, they're supervised by a licensed therapist, but they can offer you the help that you need at a much discounted rate. And again, those are people who typically, if not working in a private practice, they will work for a community organization. And don't get it twisted. Community organizations also have licensed therapists there. They're required to have licensed therapists there who oversee the master's level therapists. So either way, you might be able to see the licensed one or the master's level. Either one. It's not A team, B team. It's just a whole team that's actually working on your mental and emotional health. So it's kind of beneficial in a sense if you get someone who's still in the training area. Not only do you get the discounted rate, you also get a group of people who are surrounding that person and managing your health care and managing your mental wellness. So that's another way. And finally, if you can't find a therapist, or the therapist that you're working with does not have a sliding scale, get another one. It's just that simple. If the therapist you have is not willing to work with you financially or can't for whatever reason, then there is always one that will. So don't be afraid or ashamed about seeking out someone else who can fit your current financial situation, okay? It's very beneficial for you to be in therapy, and you don't want to counteract that or disrupt that because, hey, the counselor I was with can no longer take my type of payment, or, their cost is now too high. Another idea is, and to close it out, you can always find someone who will. And then another idea is you may be seeing a therapist and paying out of pocket, and you can only cover, let's say their fee is $125 per month, and you can only afford that per month. then say, hey, therapist, I can only come see you once a month. How about we spread these sessions over the next 8 months? I see you once per month. And then they can come up with a plan and give you some other tools and things to do throughout the rest of the month. Or maybe they will say, hey, we could do a quick phone chat. Or, it's so many ways. Most therapists, especially those in private practice, are in private practice. They're in business for themselves. They're entrepreneurs. They don't have to answer to any particular board or anything like that. They make the rules up. They get to be their own boss. And so within their own parameters, they will work with you. So don't ever be afraid or ashamed or intimidated by money when it comes to counseling. There's always money out there. And if you want to work with one of our Better You therapists, then we also have some options for you too. You just have to let us know. You have to let us know and we will work with you. So this month we've launched our Better You 1 minute self-check, where you answer 5 questions to help you start to gauge. You might say, well, I don't need therapy. Well, take this quiz and see. Okay? Because a lot of times we become so comfortable, and this is going to be a different video. We become so comfortable with our pain or with our dysfunction or whatever is going on that we don't even call it a problem anymore. We just call it life. You ever been around somebody who their stuff is just so, they've been with it so long, it's been going on for so many years, and you come into their situation, you're like, whoa, this is crazy, this is weird, what's going on here? And they're like, what? You ever got into somebody's car and it smells like the cheeseburger with the onions that they ate earlier, and they're like, what? Yeah, that's how your issues are. Sometimes you become numb to them. And so take this 1 minute self-check, and I will put the link. Actually, the link is in my profile. It's somewhere. Whether you're looking at this on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, the link is somewhere. And you will be able to find a 1 minute self-check just to give yourself 1 minute, 60 seconds, steal that away. Just to give yourself a quick, bird's eye view of, now that may be an area I can explore working with a therapist on. And of course, we always will match you with someone, if you do indeed say, hey, this is an area I want to work on. I want to work on now. Okay. So go ahead, take that 1 minute self-check. It's at betteryou.betterus.com. That's BETTERU, the letter U, BETTERUS.com /1 minute spelled all the way out. All right. So this has been your mental health moment, and we look forward to serving you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.